Hello everybody, and either welcome or welcome back to my page. My name is Mira, and this reading is for a specific group of people. So if you find yourself rejecting this message, it is not for you. If you find that the first couple sentences of this message do not resonate, it is not for you. Okay, so take this message only if it truly feels right for you, with no convincing yourself or trying to make pieces fit where it doesn't. Okay, so the people that I am speaking to are people that have been feeling the urge to let go of something, but you do not want to. And it is not out of stubbornness that you do not want to. It is because you feel that there is still something to come of this situation, this energy, whatever it is. This is for my people who believe that there is still good to come from a certain situation. This is the energy of, I know I could release this, but if I were to release it, I would still have this core problem. It's sort of like putting a band-aid on a big wound and just trying to call it healed. You know that if you release whatever it is that you feel, or you might think, or maybe you've been told that you should release, is that feeling that you know that if you release it, it is just going to come back to you either at a different time or in a different way or in a different package. It's like, I can release this relationship, but my next relationship will still have these same problems. I can release this job, but I will still have these same issues. You know, I can release, but the core energy is still there. So it's like, the people that I'm talking to right now, you guys know that it is something within that needs to be highlighted or shifted. I was going to say changed, but that doesn't feel like the right word. It feels like transformed, shifted. The people that I'm talking to understand that by simply just releasing or letting go, you are not going to get to where you want to be. Right? Because right after this Ace of Cups in reverse, we have the Two of Cups and then the Wheel of Fortune. So this is talking to me about you can release it, right? If you are feeling like you really need to, you really want to, you can release this and you will get to where you want to be. However, it is not necessarily it is not something that is required. This is all up to you, how you want things to go. It's like, how do you want to heal this wound? How do you want to fix this issue, or get to the core of this? You can work with what you already have and get down to the details, or you can release and have it come back in a different way. Both are fine. Both are valid, viable options. But it's about, what do you want? So for example, if it's an issue that you're having in a relationship, if you would like to stay within the relationship and work on this core energy and see how you can fix whatever it is, or heal whatever wounding is here that is causing these energies that you are going through, that made you came to this revelation. If you want to do that, and that is how you want to proceed, your angels and guides are saying, go for it. You know, this is confirmation for somebody that you don't need to give up, whether this is on a person, on a job, on an adventure, on a passionate project, or something like that. This is confirmation for somebody that I'm hearing we will make it through the rain. We will stand up once again. However the hell that song is. I don't really remember what it is or how it goes. But it's something like it. There are many ways to go about healing this. There are many ways to go about dealing with this, and movement can be made even while standing still. That's the energy here. Movement can be made even while standing still. We have the Death card in reverse, so this tells me this is not, for most of you, this is not something that you wish to release. You wish to heal it. You wish to work on it. You do wish to get through it, right? You wish to deal with it. This is not something that you would like to avoid. I'm not talking to somebody who avoids their problems. I am not talking to somebody who does not want to find a solution or is comfortable in toxicity or comfortable in uncomfortable situations. I am talking to somebody who is over that. They've been there, done that, and they got the fucking certificate, right? They got the t-shirt. I am talking to somebody who wants to heal this, wants to release, but doesn't want to release. If that makes sense. It's sort of like, I want to release the struggle. I want to release this theme that has been ever present within my life, but I do not wish to release the specific thing that is triggering it. So I will always go back to relationships for examples, because this is the best way that I can explain, because that's just me. So for example, it could be like, I don't wish to release this relationship, but I do wish to release whatever wounding is causing this relationship to have this dynamic, or to go this way, or, you know, it's something like that. What else is here, Spirit? What are we talking about? I just heard the joining of forces. Maybe this is about asking for some help. We have we have the Six of Pentacles on the back of the deck with the Four of Cups. And then the Ten of Cups is right behind it with the Seven of Pentacles. So this is definitely something that you can build. This is, like I said, it's not something that needs to be released, the situation itself, but there are things, there are themes, there are narratives, which, okay, that need to be released. I just heard the message, you do not choose your emotions. You cannot choose or control your emotions, but you can choose and control the narratives in which you put your energy into, right? So it's like, if I'm feeling angry or upset or triggered by this, I cannot just magically make myself not feel that way, but I can choose what I subscribe to. I can choose the narrative I choose to believe in and the narrative that I follow, right? I can believe that it's this, and this, and that, and I can choose to believe that, or I can choose to believe that it is different. For the people that I'm talking to, you guys already understand the power of the mind and the words and your belief system, and how that can make or break a situation, or how that can influence the energy to go or dip in certain ways. I feel like I need to pull more cards. There's something about keeping your guard up, protection methods. There's this owl here with this sword. There is the Nine of Wands with this porcupine and his spikes, right? There's another Page of Swords right here with an animal with a sword. And then there's Justice, and then it has a red string of fate. So there's a lot of precedence, I guess that's the word. We're talking about communication here. In some way, we're talking about communication, or the energy in which we convey. This could be a wound over being seen, heard, understood, related to, validated. Are these okay? Passion, the 5th house. Coming out over death, the Queen of Swords, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. It's like you feel like you're being taken for a ride, whether this be in a more positive connotation or a negative one. It's like you feel like you're being taken for a ride. And you have to ask yourself why this is. For most of my people here, you know that this is a you problem. You know that this is the me problem, not a this problem, right? So for a lot of you, you guys could understand or be very, very well aware that there are certain projections that are happening, that you are projecting certain things. And it's like a lot of people think like when somebody says, oh, you're projecting, like it's a bad thing. And it isn't the best to project your energy outward. Like it isn't good to project negative feelings onto other people just because you are feeling a certain way. But being aware of that, there's such an awareness that comes with the group that I'm speaking to, the people that I'm speaking to here. You guys are so very aware of yourselves. Yeah, we have the numinous mystery, but it is in the reverse. And all these cards are upright. Most of them, at least, are upright. Because I have a weird, funny thing about my cards being upright. They need to be upright, or I feel like I'm not starting the reading off with clear, concise energy. So with this being in the reverse, it's like I said, mystery is in the reverse. You know, you are aware, you are cognizant. Ooh, okay, thank you. You are cognizant of the energies at play here. We have healing coming out right in the middle. This is all about healing. You guys understand that this is something that you are in charge of, that this is something that you need to deal with. You guys understand that this is an internal thing. You guys understand that this might even be an ancestral, generational thing that you are healing here. So I see a lot of projection, but also being aware of when I'm projecting, being aware of when I'm doing or saying something that isn't helping, right? Being aware of the patterns. It's like needing to step into a new pattern, but having a hard time sort of releasing the energy of this past, or the energy of, you know, what I'm so used to doing. I'm so used to communicating this way, but I know that when I step into communicating that way, I know that it is not the energy that I need to be into, you know. And then there could be this energy of like beating yourself up because you know, because you are aware. So you're like, oh, I'm so aware, but I still repeat the same patterns. There's a need to have grace, to give yourself some grace and understanding, because we can know and we can intellectualize and we can infer and we can assume, but when we put things into action, it's a lot harder said than done. I'm sorry, it's a lot harder done than said. It's easier said than done, right? Look, expansion, wanting to expand into something different, wanting to knowing that, and this is coming out over the Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, Hanged Man, and the Two of Cups. So you know that whatever this situation is that is triggering you, you know that there can be better. Hold on. Sorry. You guys know that there can be better. So for example, I guess I'll get those cards in a second. You guys know, 14:14 on the clock, that there can be better. You guys know that this isn't a hopeless situation. Like, for example, most of the time when you're being told to release something, or you feel like you need to release something, it is because this thing is not for you anymore. This energy is not for you. It is not serving. It is not teaching. It is not fulfilling. But there's this energy of, knowing that things can be better. Excuse me. a lot of throat chakra, speaking from the heart, the need to speak from the heart, the need to push out that, like I said, that passionate energy. And we have a circus ride, not a circus ride, we have like a amusement ride there, and we also have another amusement ride here. So it might be feeling like the universe or somebody in your life is taking you for a ride. Maybe it's you're taking yourself for a ride. And I don't understand why. I do understand, but it's being brought to my attention. Why do we always think that being taken for a ride is a bad thing? Usually when we're on those rides, we're happy, we're exhilarated, we love it. You know, it's a thrill, it's adrenaline, and adrenaline could be something that is causing you to go back and forth and flip-flop around whether you should release it or not. There is definitely, with this porcupine right here, there's definitely the energy of being in survival mode or fight or flight mode, and that could definitely be something that is clouding judgment here. But I see that for the most part, the judgment here is clear. I see that for the most part, we know what we're doing. We're aware of what needs to be done. But sometimes when we get into, you know, our moods, which everybody does, sometimes when we get into, you know, bad moods or low energies, or, you know, I'm hearing emotional upset, that it can seem like it's unclear, you know? Oh, there's a stray card right here. Look, sun and being, we know, like, look, the egg is cracked open, and then we have the heart right there. What was I saying? Speaking from the heart. Speaking from the heart. When you have that gaseous, is that the word? That release, that burp, like, for example, that I just did, that starts down here, right? Ask yourself where that energy starts, because when you burp or anything like that, it is a throat chakra release. But where does it start? Do you feel it start in your stomach first? That's the solar plexus. Do you feel it start in your heart? That's the heart. So where are we speaking from? Are we speaking from our creativity, our self-expression, our confidence, or are we speaking from our heart, what we really feel, what we really love, you know, stuff like that. Because this doesn't just feel logical. It feels like we've understood the logical aspect of it. We've gotten there. We've intellectualized the hell out of it. We know that right now. But what we don't know is why we keep on going back and forth. And what we don't know is why we feel so sure one minute, but then we don't feel so sure the next minute. I hope that you guys are following this, because I feel like I'm getting message after message after message, and they're just taking me everywhere, which is likely what you guys are feeling in your current moment as well. Hold on. Let me get those cards. Okay. So the cards that fell is Gemini, the butterfly, and Leo, the lover. This could be in terms of relationships. It does not have to be, though. Look. And then that lion's mouth is open. It's roaring. It's, oh, and I placed it over the Nine of Wands. It reminds me of a short that I did a couple days ago. Like a week ago? A couple days ago? Where I said, keep that fighter spirit, keep that that don't take no shit type of attitude. Keep that. Do not release that. That is a beautiful part of your being. And healthy anger, healthy frustration, it helps us get where we're going. It helps us to redirect and reroute, right? It helps us to ask for what we need. But just make sure that you're doing it in a balanced way. For some of you, you could know that the way that maybe you are communicating or the way that you are speaking is a big part of this wounding that is playing out within your life. And it's knowing that, you know, you can have all the impact without, you can have the same impact while being softer. I said in that short that a lion doesn't need to tell you that it's a lion, because it doesn't, right? The lion doesn't need to tell you that it's a lion. You can see a lion and not even be near the lion. You can just see it and feel its presence. Most of us, if we were a couple feet away from a lion, we would already feel and know the strength You know, we would know, like, damn, we're in trouble. There's this sort of energy of like you guys needing to speak up to or speak out against something. There's this energy of needing to be very passionate, very serious, and being afraid of not being taken seriously, or being afraid of, like I said, being taken for a ride. But there's this energy here. It's like, even though it might not look like it, even though it might not seem like it, even though you might underestimate yourself, other people don't. And those people that look like they underestimate you, they just try to pull you down just to make sure that they're still high. You know, you ever heard somebody say, this person just tried to tear you down because they thought that you were better than them and they needed to keep you at their level, right? That's the energy here. That's only for some people. Those people that you absolutely know do not hear, see, or feel you, or that underestimate you. It's not that they really underestimate you, don't see, hear, or feel you. It's that they hear, see, and feel you and overestimate you. Maybe not overestimate you. They have such a good understanding of who you are, which is so powerful, and they don't feel like they measure up. And that could be why mistakes were made, or that could be why this energy is surrounding you. But for most of you guys, sorry, I got a notification. But for most of you guys, there's this energy of like, you might underestimate yourself, but nobody else does. You might underestimate yourself, but don't make the mistake of thinking that other people see you the way that you do. And I mean that in the way of, it's very likely that other people see your potential more than you do, faster than you do, before you do. It's very likely that other people see your power more than you do. So don't underestimate your presence. Like I said, a lion does not have to tell you it's a lion. We see the lion and we know not to cross it. We know to be careful with our moves. We know to be smart. 2222 on the clock. Look, flow. So it's like, look at the water. The ocean is a beautiful place. And we know this, and we know that the ocean can be calm and healing and amazing and soft. But we also know to take precaution when we cross that sea. We also know to take safety measures when we are going swimming or when we are going boating or something like that. We know the beauty and the fragileness. I don't know. We know the beauty and the softness that the ocean, that the sea brings, but we also know that the ocean can be a force to be reckoned with. You don't want to be out in the middle of the ocean during a tough storm. You know what I mean? Challenge. Okay. What is this? The reason why we keep flip-flopping, why we keep on going to the new energy, to the old energy, new energy to the old energy, or really new tendencies to old tendencies, or new ways of being and tools to old things. The reason why we know what we should be doing, but still at times slip back into what we're used to doing, the reason for this is because that fight or flight, that survival mode version of ourselves, it sees the old tendencies and the old ways of being as something that protected itself. 444 on the clock. And although it did what it did when it did it, it is no longer, the energy has changed. You have changed. And because you have changed, the energies around you have changed. Your surroundings have changed. So there is no need for that fighter spirit, in a sense. There is no need for that anticipation of the other shoe dropping. There is no need for that. But the ego mind, which is based in fear, although it's trying to protect us, it doesn't recognize when we can put down the sword. And that's what you're being called to do right now, is put down the sword. And of course, the sword's always going to be there. That's your tool, right? If you need it, you can pick it back up. But I'm telling you, with this situation, you likely already know that you do not need it. Look, becoming a different version of self, we have it again. Let's see. Yeah, opportunity. This is an opportunity to show yourself who you can be. And if we keep on in tough situations, in arguments, in moments of doubt, if we keep on allowing ourselves to step into old patterns and old tendencies, then we will never allow ourselves that blessing of realizing that we don't have to be like that. That blessing of realizing that we can have the same impact with better tendencies. We can have the same impact while being softer. For a lot of you, for everybody, for the people that I'm talking to, the people that this message is for, you don't want to be that warrior anymore. You're done. You don't like that, at least not in the way that you've been a warrior. Look, you don't want to. You want to be soft. You want to be, for example, like the soft girl era, right? You want to be in that light feminine, that light masculine. You want to be in that light energy. You don't want to be in that, it's like you want to be in your Parvati. You don't want to be in that Kali anymore. And if you get it, you get it. And that's the best way I can explain it. If you don't understand that, please go look up Parvati and Kali. It'll really help you. But it's, you want to be in the Parvati energy. You don't want to be in the Kali energy anymore. And you know, you're very aware, like I said, that both of these energies have their time and placement, but you've spent so much in that Kali, you've spent so much in that Kali energy that you just want to relax and you want to have peace. And the energies around you, the forces at hand, are trying to help you recognize that you can have this peace. Because if you were to just step into a peaceful timeline without inching yourself there with these triggers, it wouldn't work. It would be more of a struggle than it would be peace, because it's an energy that you're not used to operating on. It's an energy that you're not used to working with. And when you're not used to working with or operating from a certain energy, there is going to be resistance. So these little things that are coming in, and these little triggers that are triggering big things, they are preparing you for your peace. Okay? They're trying to take you out of your struggle, but it's really hard to get out of that struggle. Especially when our ego tells us that the struggle mindset, the struggle tendencies, the tools that we had in our struggle, when our ego tells us that that is the best way to protect ourselves, most times we're going to listen to it. But you know that there's a better way. The bombshell, Taurus, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile, ample, worthy, ripe, pleasure-seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, and deliberate. Be deliberate with the way that you act. And it's okay if you trip and fall and, feel like you're going backwards a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect, but just repair what you can repair when you can repair it. And understand that all these little struggles that you've been facing recently are for the sake of your peace, which is coming in. And the better you do in each instance, the further, the nearer and nearer your manifestations get, the more you anchor it in. Okay? I feel like that is all I have for you guys, and I hope that this resonated, and I'll see you guys later. Toodles.